Transitioning an animal from a completely dry diet to just even 25% of something new can go differently for each individual. I think that's been my biggest learning opportunity here, is that the animals teach me so much about this, and you can't just assume that everybody's going to make this, quick transition. But a lot of them do, and it shouldn't stop people from making this change.
Some people don't even know that it's even okay to switch within a brand, like going from the beef formula to the fish formula. And so even just starting to have that mindset of, hey, we're going to start out with beef, and then in a couple months I'm going to switch it up and mix it in slowly and rotate to the fish formula, and then I'm going to switch it up and mix it into the turkey formula. So even just practicing that mindset and testing that out with your dog, the more you do that variety, the easier it's going to be when you transition. And we always tell our customers that your pet best. So if your cat or dog is having some difficulties, or we all look at poop, if the poop doesn't seem right or it's a little bit off, you can slow that transition to what works for your pet. So there is no right or wrong answer to say, yes, you should do it in 3 days or you should do it in 3 weeks. It's really what's right for your pet. And then if you want to dabble in adding the freshness or some moisture into the pet, canned food's a really easy one to just open up and put a tablespoon or two on top of the food or mix it into the kibble. Even our raw goat's milk is an easy one to pour over like a nice liquid topper for them.
I try to caution people to go more slowly, even though we're all super excited about, doing this other thing. I'll have them even just start putting fresh food, a little bit of chicken, chicken breast on top of the meal. I'll have them put some sweet potato on the meal. Most dogs have never seen that before. I actually get to eat something real, and that's amazing. Yeah, so you can integrate. Variety is great, and we have to work them into variety. The more times you take them into different foods, the less hard it is. It becomes easier every time because their digestive system is going to be able to make that transition much more easily. They're going to have healthier digestion for it, and that's why they can do it.
So you can do, again, whatever's in your home. It doesn't have to be this planned out thing or packaged items. It could really just be very simple, like you adding to your grocery list a couple extra, pieces of broccoli, sweet potatoes, an extra piece of fish. And again, you could do a couple tablespoons at a time or 1 tablespoon at a time to see how your dog reacts depending on their size, and kind of experiment that way. So it's something that you can just add that you already probably have in your fridge. However, it can be easy and accessible to you and your pet. You can fit it into any lifestyle too, but knowing that putting any amount in is always going to benefit your pet.
So being on poop patrol and watching what comes out as well as what goes in, because what comes out is reflective of what went in. I would counsel people that definitely the stools are going to change when you start changing the diet, and that's a good thing.
I think everybody kind of knows what their dog's normal stool looks like, something firm that's not, it's easy to pick up, it's not mushy, it's not loose. Some warning signs that maybe something is not working well with your pet, or maybe an ingredient that's not agreeing with your pet's stomach, would be a loose stool, watery. Obviously, if you see a lot of loose stool or blood in the stool, that's the time to really seek out your vet and see what else is going on, because there could be something else, like a virus or something else that's going on.
We want to make sure that we understand when different diets are fed, the stool does change, and particularly when you go towards a more biologically appropriate meal, the stools are going to get smaller, they're not going to smell as much, and they're going to be have less moisture to them overall. They still should have a little moisture to them. They shouldn't be little rock pebbles either. It's worth watching.
For our customers, sometimes it's a new concept completely. One of their fears is, what if I do something that doesn't work? And you have to know that that's okay. Sometimes we eat things that don't necessarily agree with us, right? We try new things that might upset our stomach. So knowing that they can come back in our store and ask us more questions. We want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of their success for their dog's health and their cat's health. We want to know what's going on, what's working, what's not. And we're in the process of creating an app that they can help track some of that information. They can make notes as what's working, what's not, how much, if they want to do 20% of this food, 80% of this food. So we're working on ways to really oversimplify that process too, and kind of take that fear away, so that it's really just more of an exciting new journey that they can experiment on with their dog and cat.